Welcome to Weingut Gindorf and welcome to the virtual tasting of our 2019 Riesling from the Grand Cru vineyard, Niederberg, Helden. We are extremely proud of this wine for a number of different reasons, not the least of which is the fact that it brought home a gold medal from the 2020 International Wine Challenge held in Vienna. Also in the year 2020, this particular vineyard was voted the most beautiful wine view on the Mosel. Just a gorgeous location that we are so happy to have the privilege to farm. But beyond that, going back to the initial classification that the Prussians did of all the vineyards on the Mosel Valley, back to the year 1868, the Niederberg was identified as one of the premier growing locations on the Mosel, a timeless, classic terroir that's really capable of delivering the best that the Mosel has to offer. So with that in mind, let's take a look back at our description of this classic Mosel terroir, Niederberg Helden. This is the Niederberg Helden vineyard. It is one of the Grand Cru vineyards in Germany, what we call in German große Lage, or great location. So the question is, what makes a great location? Well, when wine professionals talk about a great location, they talk about a French term, terroir. And really what they're talking about is the four basic elements of earth, wind, fire, and water. The earth is made up of this blue Devon slate, and that plays in the wine in two different ways. One, it acts as a natural radiator, so it takes the sun's heat during the day, stores it, and then gives it back to the plants at night. So we get a nice ripening effect wherever we have this blue Devon slate. Secondly, the vines have to fight through this slate to find the nutrients that they need, and that gives the Mosel wines that kind of great minerality, that kind of great mineral backbone that we expect from a great Mosel wine. When we talk about wind, we're talking about the steepness of the vineyard. This is a steep vineyard overlooking the river, and we get a constant breeze through here, which keeps the grapes nice and dry and make sure that we don't have any problems with mildew or other kinds of pests that might infect the grapes and influence the quality of the wine. Healthier grapes, more natural tasting wine. When we talk about fire, we're talking about the sun. This is a south to southwest facing parcel. That means these grapes get the benefit of the sun all day long. We get them nice and ripe, and that contributes to the fruity flavors that come through Mosel wines. That's the second great characteristic that we look for in a Mosel Riesling. And last, we're talking about water. We go back to the name of the vineyard, Niederberg Helden. That means Niederberg is lower mountain. You see the lower mountain here. And Helden in this case doesn't mean heroes like it does in modern German. It's actually an ancient German word for underground water source. That means that there's an underground water source flowing through this mountain. The fact that these vines are over 30 years old mean that they've got root systems that are 15, 20, 25 meters deep. So these vines have access to a great water source even in the hottest and driest of summers. Those are all the characteristics that we're going to be looking for in the wine when we finally start tasting. So let's get inside and start tasting this wine. Welcome back into the tasting cellar here at Weingut Gindorf, and now we can taste 2019 Riesling Niederberg Helden. And the first thing you notice, the wine is clear, has a light goldenrod color, really full of extract on the color. A very clear wine. On the nose, definite backbone of minerality with a lot of good fruit notes coming through already on the nose, including green apple, very light, kind of a Bosque pear note coming through on the nose and on the palate. Super light, just flies over the tongue. Again, that green apple, Bosc pear. On the edges, a hint of pineapple coming through, which we get from the Mosel Riesling. A really nice backbone of minerality in this, and that acidity that you expect from a Mosel wine. This particular wine has 11.5% alcohol, 11.1 grams of residual sugar, contrasted with 6.9 grams of acidity. So you get that nice balance of Mosel fruitiness with the acidity that you expect from a Riesling, and the body of that is super light. A long finish. I'm still getting a nice finish and a nice acidity off of that Riesling. So that is the 2019 Niederberg Helden. Really excited about the way that came out and the way that it's developing in the bottle. Thanks for joining us this time. Please feel free to like and subscribe to Weingut Gindorf so that you're always up on the latest from here in Leeser on the Mosel. Until next time, thanks for joining us here at Weingut Gindorf.